What's going on, Black Baseball Mixtape fam? It's Flowball Boys. You're locked into another edition of In the Booth. We talk to people who support the sport of baseball and tell your friends how cool the game can be. And well, ain't nobody cooler than my guest today, man. We talk about a celebrity get. Took me almost a year to get this man on the show. Behind the ones and twos, making sure the vibes are high for most of these games. I gotta appreciate what he does because it's a lot of hard work to make 20,000 fans, 30,000 fans enjoy themselves. Please welcome to the show, DJ 4TheWin. What's going on, sir?
Man, what is happening? I love that intro, man. What's going on, Fluff?
Man, I'm trying to be like you, man, because I see the Instagram game, man. You out there, man. You out making things happen outside.
Man, I'm trying, bro, day by day, brick by brick, man. Just trying to build community and make sure, like you said, give people a good time and good memories, man. So it's growing. It's been working. So I'm blessed.
Yeah, man. I was looking at your Instagram, a little more about you, and to say you do a lot is kind of an understatement. So I got another show where I talk to entrepreneurs, but I'm gonna ask a question here. If you're at a party and someone's like, "What do you do?" Like, how do you describe all your different aspects back to back to back?
That's crazy. That's actually a really great question because I've been trying to work on that. And so how I introduce myself is I'll be like, hey, I'm Win, and I have an agency called Winning Streak Media, and we pretty much bridge the gap between culture, sports, and social media. And they'll be like, "Oh, okay, how does that work?" And I said, "Well, you either have me build you an event, or I could be the talent at your event, or I could have someone document your event." And that's kind of how that conversation will go. But also on the other side, on the DJ side, I'm a producer as well. And so when they ask that question, I'll say, you know how like an artist has music that they rap or sing to? I'm the person that makes that music. And they're like, oh, that's cool. So you make beats. And I'm like, yeah. So
Yeah.
that's how that combo really would go.
That's what's up. Was that something the entertainment side of things? Was that something that you realized you wanted to do from day one, or was it like you had a moment and you're like, nah, man, I can't be in an office counting numbers. I'm out. Like, what's that like?
Man, um, that's a great question as well. I grew up going to performing arts school, like from kindergarten. And so we had to learn how to play an instrument. We had to learn how to do ballet, how to paint, all these different aspects of art. And so the music foundation was always there. I actually grew up playing baseball, and I thought I was going to be really good at that, but I ended up having an injury in high
Oh,
school, and that carried on to college. And so that's when the music really took off. Was like around that time I started making beats, and people wanted to actually buy them. And I was like, all right, I got something with this, and I just kind of tripled down on it. I would put them online, and people was buying them, and it just blew up from there.
yo, I gotta be honest with you, man. I'm from New York. I live in LA now. You were saying that you were from Kansas. So, like, what was the
Yes,
sound that you? Is it like a Midwestern kind of vibe? Is it had its own
man,
sound?
that's
Southern fried? What was the sound like?
bro. I always felt like an outlier, bro, because
Okay,
Kansas is really influenced by California.
okay,
Like from Wichita to KC, like Wichita is really influenced by a West Coast sound. I would say like a G Funk sound. In Kansas City and the Bay, they have like this crazy connection, whether it's the artists and just the music, or even like some street stuff, with like the gangs and the hustlers. There's a big connection there. So me, I liked everything. And so it always felt like I never really fit in, so it was hard at first, but then it was a good thing because I stood out because I kind of prided myself on. I growing up, I like Rockefeller, I like Jay, I like Kanye, Dipset, uh, man, anything East Coast, Bad Boy. That's what I liked, and so my sound was always real sample heavy based when it came to like what I listened to and what I made, and so that was my influence. It didn't really stick in Kansas, but
yeah.
I knew I didn't want to be like a Kansas sound. I wanted to be something way bigger.
Oh, that's what's up, man. I always want to learn about that kind of thing. Like, one of the things I got myself into the past couple of years was to see every ballpark. And so I got to see all 30. I finally finished this year.
That's
So
so fun.
Yeah, do it. You gotta do it, man. Because it's like seeing America through the eyes of sport. Like I'll recommend anyone do that, especially brothers, go out there and do that and see what America looks like. A lot of places are surprisingly safe, and a lot of places are surprisingly not.
Man, right?
But yeah, it was kind of cool to see how everyone approaches like the craft, and so I want to ask you how that stuff converts, the culture, the music, the sport. First time I saw you was on Instagram doing the music for Home Run Derby X, which is something very, very unique. I'm not
Yeah,
really sure how to explain it. It's like a game within a game, but you were
yeah,
providing the entertainment for that. So I guess if you don't explain quite up what Home Run Derby X is, but can you explain how do you make such a unique event fun from your perspective?
man, for sure. Well, for those that don't know, Home Run Derby X, it's like three on. It's like the big three basketball, but for baseball. Is the way I like to put it when someone asks. And it's a home run derby with defense and offense. You're getting points on both sides of the ball. So for me, it's how do I tell a story with the music while this is going on? So, for example, like if we're doing something, uh, and I want to kind of say through a song with the music, and shout out my guy DJ EJ. He kind of put me on this philosophy of telling stories through music, like trying to think of something off the dome.
Yeah.
Drop the bomb. Like if someone's hitting a bomb, I might play like when they're walking off of the a home run derby X stage. You drop the bomb on me, or if I know
Okay.
like that player went to like Florida or Oklahoma because we have softball players too. I'll play their fight song. And then like I treat the warm up. We're doing a bunch of fan shots. I told the producer, like, man, give me a segment. Let me hype the fans up and make it about them. And so I'm playing like would play like at the club. Of course, it's like clean, but you're getting those sing-alongs, those bangers, something that doesn't make it feel like we both love baseball. We know, like, when you walk into a baseball, it's very rich on tradition. And
Hmm.
so you're not hearing center field or play ball by ACDC, just the regular baseball songs. I want this to feel like something new, something refreshing. And it's really been paying off lately.
Yeah, man, because that was really fascinating to me. It looks like a couple of years ago, baseball had a bit of a cool problem, right? It was like everyone
Yeah.
was doing everything else, and you're seeing them try different things. And the other things like the Savannah bananas are growing. But what I liked about Horn
Yeah.
Derby X, as far as the presentation, is you get a chance to experiment because you're right. The kids aren't necessarily listening to organ music, even though we associate that with baseball. It seems kind of like an
Hmm.
old school type of thing. So when you're planning, like how much is it, yo, this is the structure I want versus, oh, damn, that was cool. Let me scramble for a song on top of my dome. I have to have 40,000 songs already in my
Yeah.
head to know what to play
Yeah.
next.
It's definitely that, because that's what's so cool about the game is like you don't know what's going to happen, and it's all happening in a matter of few minutes. Then the next battery's up, and so I got that. I'm trying to crescendo the music throughout the at bat, so it's like it starts here, and then by the time the at bat's over, you can feel the urgency. Whether it's just something like a tech, like more techno or EDM type feeling, kind of like the way I explain it is like you ever play Mario Kart?
Yeah.
And you know how like when you're on the final lap, it's like dun, 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 dun,
Yeah.
and then the music
Yeah.
speeds up. That's how I try to find music that feels that way. And so then you got those moments like, all right, maybe the game is tight. And so like last home run derby, we were in Kansas City. So we had Kansas City team and they were down, but they were trying to come back. And so now I'm playing all these stadium rally songs like Seven Nation Army, The Hum, just trying to get the crowd into it. And so it's always like just on the fly, seeing what story you could tell in that moment.
Yeah. Yo, real talk. How do you combat the stadium reverb? Like when you try to make the mixes. Like, I wonder if you have any kind of special tips or tricks because I'm trying to learn
Mm,
that myself.
like in a stadium?
Yeah, dealing with that delay. Sometimes it bleeds into your
Ooh,
monitor, and you're like, is that lined
yeah.
up? I don't know.
Bro, you gotta get real familiar with looking at waveforms. Is what I
Okay.
have to do. So like make sure that your music is cued on the right beats. And so if it is loud, because sometimes you're in an environment you can't even hear if you're playing or not. Like I'm at Charles Koch Arena and it's full and we're winning, I
Yeah.
can't even. I could hit play and not even hear it. Like I can tell it's on, but I can't tell if I'm on beat. So I'm having to look at those waveforms and see where I'm bringing that. If I'm bringing that beat in on beat or not. And then also just having a good pair of in-ear headphones, so you can kind of have something to cancel out all that outside noise because those delays are crazy in stadiums.
Yeah,
Sometimes
man.
feels like a whole 2 seconds off. Sometimes.
I haven't played music in the stadium, but I've done in arena hosting, and I think that's like the grand awakening where you're like, oh man, I thought I had this down, but you're hearing yourself, you're
Man,
hearing the
okay.
crowd, you're reading everything. It's nuts out there, man. What just off the subject? Like we talked about Savannah Bananas, man. Thoughts about the idea of getting young people in the game? You know what I mean? Like I understand it's kind of a fun thing. Are you a traditionalist? Do you are in the middle? Like, where do you land on like the true rules of the game?
Mm, great question. I like it. I think change is great. I think the Savannah Bananas and the actual MLB, like in season games, they're two separate things, in my opinion.
Mhm.
And I think you can enjoy both. And if they could find a way to bring that Savannah Banana energy to the MLB games, I would be all for it. My
Yeah,
personal opinion.
yeah.
I don't want I wouldn't want the game to lose its identity. Oops, sorry about that. I don't know if you hear that. I wouldn't want the game to lose its identity over something like the Savannah Bananas, for example. But I think it's very cool. It's introducing the game in a whole new way to a whole new generation that probably would never watch or even, I think someone could see a Savannah Bananas game and that would make them want to watch a real game.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
as opposed to like someone watching a real game, they might not be like, this is way too different. I don't want to watch this. So I see the benefit of it.
all right, yo, be honest with me. Do you slip in your own music at these events? Did you do some crowd
Oh,
originals? Okay.
yeah, yeah, definitely, definitely, and thankfully, I got some songs with some big artists that I can play. Like I got songs with Flow Rider that I could play at games. I usually play a couple of my tracks at him just like during walk-in, just because it's good walk-in music. Not really to stroke my own ego, but it's like it fits the moment. And then definitely like some of my beats. I'll like make beats for certain situations. Like
Yeah.
I made my own Seven Nation Army loop where it just loops that but I added like some
Yeah.
808s to it, you know what I mean? And it really knocks. I definitely do my own like I do like a final countdown blend into like Hey Mister, and I got
Okay.
another one with Trimmer. Like just I like to blend like classics that's gonna get, because you like you said, it's 30, 40,000 people sometimes. You gotta think some of these people are old, some of these people are young. You only got like a couple of minutes at most to like make your moment, hit your point. So I'm thinking in my head, what can I do in this 2 minutes that can make that young kid get hyped and that old dude get hyped? You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So yeah.
So how does one even come across Flo Rida and Bad Baby and Chris Brown? You got a phone like Batman? Does it just go off one day? Like, yo, for the win, we need you. Like, what?
Man,
What is that even
that
like?
then that is it's a lot of hard work, networking, blessings. The story is for me, my boy. Shout out my boy Andrew Grant. He was a A&R over at Atlantic at the time, and one of my best friends growing up. And for a minute there, bro, I wasn't really doing music. It's like 2015. He's like, hey man, I just got in charge of Flow Riders Project. You should send some beats. I'm like, man, I'm managing fighters. I don't really want to do that no more. He's like, nah, bro, send me some beats. And so I sent him some beats.
Wait, was it new beats or you like dusted off something because you wasn't really in it? Like, talk to me about what happened.
Man,
It was,
it
yeah,
was it was like a new beat. It was a new style that kind of, I'm not trying to like toot my own horn, but nobody was
dude, toot
really
your own
doing.
horn. Ain't no one gonna toot it for you, bro. Toot your own horn.
But he shout out Drew, man. He was like, Flow Rider needs something like Ride With Me by Nelly. So we started looking up all these guitar loops. I always liked guitars in my beats. I like guitars, and I like just synth melodies. I think whenever I hear like hit songs, it's usually a guitar riff or a dope synth melody in it. And so I got these guitar loops and I was putting the trap drums on them. And this is like 2015 before Gunna and Rod Wave and all these people were using these guitar beats. I had Flow Rider on that. And so he's like, yo, Flow Rider's really feeling this beat. It was like a banjo. The song is called, if you look it up, it's called Dancer by Flow Rider.
Yeah.
And that song is what got me with Flow Rider. And shout out my guy LT. Flow Rider had a like when the time we were working on the song, I had never met him. I just emailed the beat and he recorded to it. And so my guy LT from here, his dad was Fresh Ice and Two Live Crew.
Whoa. Okay.
Yeah, and I didn't
Royalty.
really know. He never bragged about it growing up or nothing. I've known this guy since first grade. And he was like, man, my dad Flow Rider was one of my dad's dancers slash like bodyguards. And so they were like this. And so he had a show here in Wichita. He introduced me to him. And I was like, yo, I shook his hand. I'm like, I'm the guy that made your next single, Dancer. And after that, it was like we was like this. He was like, oh, bro, bet. And so that's how I locked in with him. I get a record deal off of working with him, a publishing deal, worldwide publishing deal. Because I ended up doing like three more singles for him.
Yeah.
And being in the studio one day, A&R pressed play for me. He was like, man, listen to this. Tell me what you think. I was like, it's a cool little rap song. It's like a chick rapping. He's like, this is excuse me, Danny. I don't mean to say it like this, but this is what he said. He said, this is the Catch Me Outside girl. And I was like, oh wow, she raps. He was like,
Yeah.
she does now. Would you want to work with her? I was like, yeah, why not? I'll work with her. And so, yeah, that's how I got with her. And then the same guy, Andrew, he used to work for a producer from Kansas City named Brian Kennedy. And they worked on, I want to say, every Chris Brown album from, what was the one after his third album? I forget the name. I think it was called Fame,
Okay.
maybe. He worked on every album since then. And so I was able to get in the room and work with his writers and all that. And that's how I linked up with him. I linked up with his DJ recently, DJ Fresh, just off of Instagram. And now we're working on stuff together. So yeah, man. And like I said, it's just
Fame is his fourth album. I just looked it up. Fame is so self-titled exclusive graffiti then Fame. Fame came out on 11.
exclusive because the guy from Brian Kennedy, he produced that song Forever for Chris Brown.
Oh,
The
okay,
one
yeah, yeah.
the
With
Devil
the
Me song.
wintergreen, the spearmint
Yeah.
gum commercial. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly. And so
I
like
still play
that
that at
was
weddings.
yeah, bro. I play it at the club. Everything is still a banger. And
Yeah,
that's I'm not trying to talk about his business, but that song was a hit. So
yeah.
like, you know what I mean? The money was different, everything was different. And when you give an artist a hit, they're gonna come back for more. And so
So let me jump in here real quick, man, because you had mentioned this in passing. So you were doing something else. You were managing fighters at the time, and the reason why I want to drill down this because a lot of time people are creative. They very rarely are creative in one thing. So you got something going on one side. It's not like you're not huge, but it's working. And someone says, "Yo, go back to this old chapter of your life and help me
yeah,
up with something new." You was at a crossroads. You could have been like, "Oh hell no, that's
man.
past me. I'm doing something else." What made you go like, all right, I gotta push this? And did you stick with that? Was that number one after a while, or how was that for you?
Man. So man, you were asking some dope questions. I never really had anyone ask me these before, but it's exactly what it felt like, bro. It felt like a crossroads. Like, am I going backwards? Like, and that's where you just gotta listen to your spirit and be led by your spirit. And my spirit said, man, it's nothing for you to make this beat. Like, just do it. And if something happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. So it's just about taking chances and like just taking risks. I kept managing the fighters, and it was crazy because I ended up having fighters on like UFC Fight Night, Top Rank, Bellator, and all these things. And then it came to another crossroads again, where the music started blowing up more than the fight thing. And I was like, I chose the music. Like I said, I ended up getting a record deal and was back out in LA full time. So yeah, bro, it definitely to me to answer the question in short, listen to your spirit. And if you can try, if you can do something, do it. Because you never know where it could lead. Like I could have just been like, nah. And I probably wouldn't even be sitting here talking to you right now if I would have said nah. You know?
That's wild, man. That's crazy. Is it
Yeah.
happenstance? They call it serendipity. That's what they would say back in the day. You know,
Yeah. Facts.
man, man. But I love the fact that you travel, bro. Like you can just post up one place and be like, "Yo, I'm there," but I see you everywhere. I thought a couple weeks ago you were in Nashville working with the Sounds. Is that what it was? The Nashville
Yeah.
Sounds.
We
Like,
had we had Home Run Derby X out there.
okay,
And
yeah. I'm just like, this guy's everywhere. He got his own tour happening.
yeah, thank you, man. That's what it feels like for sure. I've been in a different city every week, it seems, for like the past 3 months. I just was in Kent City last week. Week before that, OKC. Week before that, um, Round Rock, Austin area.
Yeah, yeah.
Just traveling, man. And I've always been a mover, man. Like I've in my lifetime, even as a kid, bro, I would say before I was like 20, I've moved like no lie, like 25 times.
Oh wow,
Yeah,
military or
like
just the
man,
game?
not like the struggle. You know what I
Okay. No, I
mean?
got you. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, like all right, this is Pop's house. Oh, we got to move over here. Rent's cheaper. All right, Pop's going through it. We gotta go stay with grandma. All right, now we gotta go stay with auntie. And so like moving, then my dad was in the military when I was younger. So moving like that. And then my dad started working on the railroad. So we was moving like that.
Hmm.
Then I started, going to college. I moved to Austin for college. Um, Left Austin, came back, moved to Denver, lived in Denver, then just moved everywhere. From Denver, got my record deal, my first record deal, moved to LA, moved to Atlanta for a little bit, back to LA, back to Kansas. It's just, to me, it's just like, bro, you only get one life, live it,
Yeah.
where it's gonna take you. And so I've never been one that's just like sitting still ever, by
I
choice
just
or not choice.
imagine you just going all over the place, not even buying a fridge, just move, not about a couch, just moving from town to town. That's crazy.
Bro, there was one house I didn't even unpack. There's one house I swear I lived there for like 9 months. I didn't even unpack. We was living out of the boxes, and because I knew, man, I once I got in the house, I was like, I don't even like this.
Yeah.
I'm about to start looking for something different. That's when I moved to Denver.
So can I say that you feel at home here in
I,
Wichita? Is that
I
like this like
do,
the
I
forever
do,
city?
I do feel like home, man, because I'm kind of in between all the places that I've ever been. I got Kansas City, Denver. I got a lot of family in Oklahoma. I got family in Texas, Dallas, and my wife's from here, so it feels like home. I've bought a house, and so the house I'm in is my house. I own it, and so this is home, man. I don't know for how much longer. I kind of got some good news in KC.
Okay.
I don't want to put it too much out there, but we'll see. But for now, this is home, man.
Ah man, whatever it is, hope it comes through, man, for sure. Because you sound like you see that the next chapter. We keep it going. I
Keep
hope it
it. You
works out.
gotta keep.
Yeah.
You gotta keep it going.
So you had said you like baseball, man. Did you have a favorite team, or you just fan of the sport when you were a
Man,
kid?
growing up, I love the Mariners, bro. I love
Okay,
Ken
give it
Griffey
up.
Jr., man. I love that whole 90s. If they had pitching, bro, they would have been unstoppable.
Yeah.
They just didn't have the pitchers. We only had Randy Johnson that was reliable. But Ken Griffey Jr., man, he was my guy. I started playing baseball when I was 6 years old, and I was good. Like it was one thing that like I'm not very tall. I'm 5'9". So I was never the tallest kid. I was never the fastest kid. But man, I could hit and I could throw. Like just I remember just my dad putting the bat in my hand, and he thought I was left-handed like him. So I
Mm.
swung and it didn't feel right. But when I swung right-handed, bro, I about broke his leg. And I'm like 6 years old.
Yeah.
And he was like, "All right, we're gonna get you in." But yeah, that was my team, bro. And definitely, being from the Kansas KC fan,
Yeah.
and my dad always had a soft spot for the Yankees. My dad
There's
was a
always
big
one.
Reggie, yeah, he was a big Reggie Jackson fan, and so we'd always kind of watch them, Daryl Strawberry, those guys, man. So, but yeah, I would say what made me fall in love with the game was those '90s Mariners, specifically Ken Griffey Jr. Because
Is that still number one, or are you kind of the Royals kind of like snuck up on them?
the Royals definitely snuck up on them. I don't root for Seattle Mariners anymore. Like I like if they doing good, I'm rocking with them. But like
Yeah, they're doing good though. Yeah.
I'm rocking with them. Shout out to the Mariners. I liked Ichiro, but that 2015 run is really what just seeing because the Royals, bro. When I in the '90s, they were ass. They were
Yeah.
ass. It was hard to root for them, and so being in Wichita, we had an affiliate here, Wichita Wranglers. So I got to see like Carlos Beltran. I got to see Johnny Damon, like meet these guys, go to you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so that Royals history was always there. And when they started winning, bro, I'm not trying to sound like a front runner, but like when they started the going like 500 for once, and not
Yeah.
being brought about, it was like, all right, we on to something. And it just grew and grew. So yeah, I'm rocking with him, bro.
That's the one thing I realized in this show, talking to the baseball fans. Like, whatever makes you a fan is a fan. I hate gatekeepers. Gatekeepers make fandoms lame. If you a fan today, you a fan today. Now, as a Mets fan, I hate 2015 because we lost the World Series to the Royals. But I ain't gonna knock you for being a Royals fan. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
yeah,
We don't talk
man.
about 15 no more, player. This interview's over. No, I'm just kidding. But no, but for real, man, like that's the thing I always try to figure out. They always say that, we don't watch games, you don't engage in games. I try to get people to go out to games and give baseball a chance. Because, yeah, I feel like the game 15 years ago is very different than the game today. And there's a lot of cool things about
Mm.
baseball I try to like people along. Like the food is different now, the locations are different, the entertainment's different.
The
So let
entertainment's
me ask you
definitely
this.
different.
We asked everyone on this show, is baseball cool to you? And what aspects are the cool if you believe that it is?
Is baseball cool to me? Yes, baseball is definitely cool to me, man. What makes baseball cool to me is how can I explain it? What makes baseball cool to me is the fact that it tries to hold on to the past
Mhm.
without holding on to the past. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like the things that made it, like it honors, like for me being in the rap game, this is the way I can explain it. Like the rap game, the beat game, like no one likes an old rapper. I just saw an article the other day, no one should be rapping past the age of 40. And I'm
Mhm.
like, why? Why? You know? That's no one's telling the rock that. No one's telling uh share that or whatever. And so that's how I feel about baseball. Like they still show love. Like look at Home Run Derby X. There are people just excited to see Manny Ramirez. He hasn't played in years. Adam Wainwright, all these guys that have been on the tour, done great things. They still getting that love. And I think that's what makes baseball cool is the fact that it honors the past and is also trying to do things to get in today's times. You know what I'm saying? Like trying to bridge that gap bringing people like me on. Like it could have been traditionalists and just been like, nah, we ain't gonna have that. We gonna just have an Oregon player or whatever. But like they're actually trying without to me without like forcing it.
Wow. When you go to the game, man, let's say you invited me out. I got the tickets. I'm gonna be hanging with for the win. Where do we go? Where do we sit in the park? What are we eating? What are we drinking? Walk me through like
All
it through
right.
your eyes.
So you are you with For the Win and he's DJing or are you with For the Win as a fan?
I'm in for the as a fan. I can't get in when he's
Okay.
DJing. Tickets are through the roof when he's DJing. You can't get in the building when he's actually
Nah, man. So
DJing.
I'm gonna say if you with me and we D and I'm like working the game,
Yeah.
we get in there early. We going through the back or through the underground. And we're gonna get set up, and then we're gonna just go check around, say what's up to some people, get our food, get situated, game prep, go over our script, and get ready for the game. and we gonna be there a couple of hours before the gates even open. Now, if we just chilling, man, we're gonna sit in the outfield. I like to be where the people is at. I
Yep.
don't like to be where the nose up people is at. I call it like
Right.
that. We definitely gonna grab some food. I like to get a little heavy meal early. Sit down like if it's the Royals, we gonna get the barbecue nachos in the helmet.
Let's go.
We hitting the fountains. We sitting back there by the club in the fountains, and we having a good time. We hopefully gonna catch some balls. We got our glove, and we chilling, man. We chilling. By the time we gonna beat the seventh inning stretch, we gonna get up at the fifth inning, grab us something cold to drink, whatever you like. If you drink beer, get you a beer. If you don't drink beer, get you a little icy or something. And we just gonna and we gonna vibe, man. That's another thing that makes baseball cool, man. It's uh it's at a good pace now where the game is moving, but also it's time to chill, relax, and like just take in the scenery. Because you look at pretty much every ballpark, it's beautiful. It's so
Yeah.
much. It's so the I've always been a fan of architecture growing up in art, and the architecture is something that just each you've been like you said you're going to each stadium. I'm trying to do it too. I'm at 18 so far.
Let's
Now
go. Let's
you
go.
feel me? I try to get a little label pen. I'm gonna send you a
Oh, me
picture.
too. I'll
Yeah,
show my collection after this.
for sure. Yeah, I try to get a label pen at every stadium, or a hat with like a patch that's showing that it's from that stadium. And so,
Yeah.
just and see, that's another thing we do. We go check out the gift shop, get a pen. It's just to me the game. I know it's a long answer on what makes it cool, but it's just a whole experience. It's not just like going to watch the game, sit there, and the game is over, man. You're gonna leave. You're gonna leave with something that's gonna remind you of that game for the rest of your life. I don't care if you just go to one.
Yeah, and that's the thing I'm trying to figure it out with the theory here because, like, again, I think baseball got a bad rap for a while because the game was slow and games were 4 hours long. Even though
Mhm.
personally, I love those Sunday games where you take a nap on the couch and you wake up and it's still going. But I get it if
Yeah.
it's not your vibe. But you can go to a game and just like eat food and chill, or score the game if you're hardcore about it. So, like, I'm a Mets fan. But I live in LA, and so when I want that vibe, I'll drive 45 miles to Anaheim because ain't no one going to an Angel game and
Nah,
just hang out
facts.
and score the game. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of a cool thing, man. I appreciate
That's
that.
dope.
It's the end of 25 as I record this, man. Talk to me. What are you working on in 26? What are some of the projects to look forward to? How can someone book you? What's the deal?
Man, right now, finish out this week. I got my championship week at Home Run Derby X. So I'm locking that in. Salt Lake City will be there soon. Basketball season starting up. So I'll be DJing between Oklahoma State basketball and Wichita State basketball. So you'll catch me doing that. Winning
Wait, what
Street
happens if they
Media.
play the same day? If they play the same day, you got to pick and choose, or
We're gonna get to that.
oh, okay.
But
Question rescinded.
nah, but I mean that's a good question. I mean, you might want to cut this out. I don't know, but man, who's paying more at that point?
Facts. All right, I got you. I'll cut
You
it
know what
out.
I mean? Or like to me, in reality, I'll have someone at either, but I think the bigger games are going to be in the Big 12 because it's obviously like one of the top conferences in college basketball. And so I think they would take priority over Wichita State. And I love Wichita State and everything they've done for me, but you got to grow and you got to sometimes I feel like my wife told me this, and I really appreciate it when you have to get out of an opportunity. It's for you to grow to something newer and bigger, but also for someone else to have an opportunity that
Yeah,
that's going to help them grow. So if I can't do Wichita State now, now I need to be giving someone else an opportunity to grow, and maybe they'll do their first college basketball game. And
yeah,
that could be a dream come true for them, or just something that puts them on a trajectory upward. But got that going, and also I have a bar, Douglas Social. I'll be throwing my events there. I got a couple of curated events, so be on the lookout for those. And I have a brunch. I do an R&B brunch called a Hangover Brunch. So if y'all are ever in the Kansas area, we'll be hitting the road probably with this same brunch 2026.
Man, got
We
an
want
own bar. You just casually mentioned that in 35 minutes in our interview. I got a bar.
to,
It's cool. It's over
yeah.
social. Yeah, it's all right. Like, how'd you get a bar, bro? Like, what? What?
So you remember that I told you I went to performing arts school.
Yeah.
My very first day, I met my best friend. I was crying, bro. I just, like I told you, we moved a lot, and I just remember moving, and the next day getting dropped off at this place, which was school. But I was like, "What is this?" And so this kid comes up to me, he gives me a hug, and he's like, "Hey, it's gonna be okay, man." And he was been my friend ever since. Since that, shout out Travis. So Travis, he opens a bar, and he's like, "Hey, man, I'm opening a bar. I really don't know what to do with it. My partner and me on it," and that's how I get a bar. So
That's what's up,
thank you,
man.
man. Yeah, man. Just
Yeah.
being a good person, spreading love, and just adding value, man. If anyone's
People talk
listening to
about
this,
picket
bro,
fences, but owning your own bar is like one of the American dreams you don't talk about enough. It's like a place for everyone to come and gather. Like, that's what we want, you know?
yeah, man,
Yeah.
it's definitely helped me grow my DJ career because being a DJ, um, bars usually take advantage of you, and so it showed me both sides of it. Like, all right, um, the bar side and as a DJ. So shout out Travis. He walked me through a lot of that, and we got it to the point where our split is good, and everything that when I'm doing with this, I'm providing to other DJs. So when other DJs come here, I'm not just saying, all right, here's 150 bucks, 200 bucks. I'm like, all right, you can get this percentage of the door, the bar, etc., and just growing the business in a respectful way for DJs as well. Cause I'm gotta look out for us too.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, that's it. If you want to book me, DJforthewin.com, scroll down the contact, or you can hit up my agency, Winning Streak Media. It's Winning Streak Media, I think .com on everything. So and on IG, Beats by Win at Beats by Win on IG, Twitter, Facebook, TikTok.
Damn, man. The guy does a lot of things. I learned a lot about Homer Derby X, about being a good businessman, just answering the call, traveling. I mean,
Yeah.
the fact you're doing all that stuff and you not like a zombie just means the world, man. That's like you're inspiring by existing. That's what that
Man,
is,
for sure. Thank you for your patience too, man. Like hopefully you see, like, bro, just sometimes life be lifing with your boy.
Yeah,
And
don't
so,
forget about me. We want a hot 11 a.m. Thursday morning set at that bar. I'll come through, $45, bro. I'll give you hot hours. It'll be
bro,
nice.
man, we locked in for life, bro. I'm gonna have to
Appreciate you.
make my way out to LA and rock out with you one of these days. So just tap in, man. I would love to be on here again and just chop it up about baseball and stuff.
Absolutely, man, because you got a lot of stories. You live 10 lives, you got 10 more to coming up. So for sure, we're gonna
Thank
have you
you,
back,
bro.
man. This is In the Booth. DJ for the win. Flowable Boys up here just chatting, chopping it up. Let us know what you think with the comments below. Thank you so much for your time, brother.
Man, of course, bro. Thank you so much for having me, man. God bless you, man. Keep doing